Housing for the homeless, because my little brother, in which we're doing this documentary for, Douglas Robinson, your death will not be in vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
Because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay a $1,000 tax bill.
But there's a long tradition of these types of voices of conscience. So I just immersed myself in the world of St. Sabina and spent time with Father Mike and his peacekeepers and the community there, and tried to learn as much as I could.
We love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, you know, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
My participation is only because of Mr. Spike Lee, our leader, our director, and he reached out to me and blessed me with the opportunity to be in this film and said that his mission was to save lives in the south side of Chicago.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, let me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
We are more than that. We are more than that. We're greater than that. And I feel like in places like this, or Chicago, or whatever you want to call it, the hood, whatever you want to call it, like, it's too much attention dwelled on the negative.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Hi, we're from Empire, and you're watching the Higher Learning Network.
So how long have you been standing here?
Not too long, like an hour. So we're moving in fast. This is a good sign.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, bye.
One of the things during the course of our conversation is that I've never shared with anybody, and I can't believe how we just go on the internet and just tell all our business. But I'm doing it because it might help somebody. As a teenager, I lived in a whorehouse for a very short period of time, but it was a long enough time for me to become involved in illegal activities. And by the grace of God, I wanted to be out on the street.
Okay.
But it was something in me that just not, because my best friend was in the life, and she was like, girl, this ain't the place for you. You a square, you need to stay a square. So I applaud the women who have lived that life, who have done it, who have seen it, who have shared it, and have now stepped away from that to be their true self, to tell their truth, and to be their true selves. Mother, Miss Annie, I want you to look into that camera and tell the viewer what this experience has taught you and how it has helped you reconcile with your daughter.
It has taught me the value, first of all, of life and what life is really all about when it comes to living. Because all the time, not knowing, I wasn't doing nothing but existing out there. Just bisexual woman, didn't know what she wanted to be, a man or a woman. And it took, like I said, the Almighty God to give me a mind to want to come from out there. It's not easy just getting up, coming from out there from a lifestyle as a child growing up. And this all that you know. But when I seen the dope man come into my house, and I was laying in my back bed, high off of my drugs, and I found out that they had shotguns on 5 of my children, and they had one in my face in the back bedroom. Not knowing there was supposed to have been 5 graves. It was supposed to have been 5 casters along with me. We all were supposed to have been dead. But what saved my life that I found out later was the grace of God. Because when they come in my house and kicked my door open and had my children them all up against the wall, had me hemmed in the back bedroom, they come there looking for one woman. And I can say, by the grace of God again, that one woman was not there in my home. If they'd have found her in my home, we all would have been gone. And I thank God today that I'm here as a living witness, because by Denise being my oldest child, I'm gonna tell you just like this, I appreciate her, I admire her, and I thank God for her, for writing this book. She's on me about writing mine, but God knows.
Because we want to hear your story too.
And I got one to tell.
I know you do. We're going to help you write it, aren't we, Denise? Yes, ma'am. We're going to help you write that book.
Got one to tell. But you know, I thank God, hey, today, every one of my children are fully grown. My baby daughter is 33 years old. I'm 73 years old. Wasn't supposed to be here to tell it. Every one of them, I don't have not one in jail, not one selling drugs, not one on the corner. They all got decent jobs. I can go on with the history.
Did you say 73, Miss
I'm
Annie?
73 years old.
They did say black don't crack, didn't they? They ain't never lied.
73.
I need that mother who's looking, who's going through a similar situation. You need to speak to her.
Well, I'm gonna let you know, as a woman starting at an early age, didn't know right from wrong, didn't know who I can talk to, come out of a dysfunctional lifestyle of living, drinking, alcoholic, cutting up, gambling, stealing, having all kind of sex, doing all kind of drugs, playing all kind of cards. I come out of that lifestyle, and it took me all the way to the streets. And as I got out there in the streets, after my father did what he did, about the age of 4 or 5 years old, caught up in insects, that left a scar on me. I went looking for that same feeling, but I was looking in all the wrong places. And it just took my little mind and my little life on. And I said about the age of 11, 12 years old, having sex with the children in the neighborhood. And I ended up at the age of 12, I got pregnant. After I got pregnant with one child led to another, to another, to another. And like I said, you know, today I can say that every one of them is healthy, doing well, and it's all by the grace of God. And I thought it couldn't happen to me. I thought it was not no change in my life. I thought all the ways I was doing and going, I was going to die that way. But I'm here to tell you today, if you want to change and make a change in your life, you can do it.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I just had to marinate in that for just a minute. Denise, I want to thank you for bringing Miss Annie here, because this is a prime example of what a mother-daughter relationship should be like. Despite all the trials and tribulations and everything that you have endured, and you have endured some things that most of us have never even heard of. You have lived that. I need you to do the same thing Miss Annie just did. Look in the camera and tell them what they need to hear.
I want to say that God is the restorer. He restores. He restored my love, or I should say the fullness of the love that I have learned and grown for my mother. He put our relationships together, and for those mothers and daughters or sons that are out there and they are disconnected, there is hope. And this is why I am so grateful that God did not cut our lives off, and that He is using us as a trophy to be able to go in and out of the communities, in and out of the jails, to exemplify the love that He has put for my mother and I. And I'm grateful, and we are available.
And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I hope you have enjoyed the story that you've heard here today, and that you would share this story with someone, because someone somewhere is going through the same exact thing, if not worse. I don't know how it could get any worse, but God is in control. So I want to thank both of you. If there's anything that you want to add that we may have not talked about, this is your chance to share that. Do you want to add anything before we close?
Again, I am just truly grateful for the opportunity, because without me accepting and allowing God to come into my life, there's no way that I can tell someone else. And I practice living right. I practice walking the walk. That someone can look up on me and not see DJ, but they can see Denise. They can see the woman that God has made me to be.
Do people still come to you and see you and see you and know you from a former life and call you DJ?
Yes, we were at the play, and you saw just how many people were in the room. And some of those women that was there was from my past lifestyle. And so it just goes to show you the reputation that I lived there, and the reputation that I now live and practice, that they are admired by that, and that's why they came.
And let me tell you, too, because last year sometime, I don't remember what month it was, comedian Mike Okoye was there. You know who he is, right? From Chicago, South Side. And we went to film him. We went to cover his show. And he's from Chicago, and he has a global audience. His show was packed. You are here from Chicago, local, and you had standing room only.
Yes.
So what does that say?
To God be all the glory.
To God be the glory.
Yes.
You packed a room because there was a message and a ministry that people needed to hear, and need to hear it every day. We need to hear it all day, every day.
Yes.
So I thank you for sharing that.
Yes, and if I may say, you were interviewing some of the people that attended the play, and these were older people who stated and talked about how proud that they were to come and see this play, and that this message needs to go worldwide because it is so
it's so
needed.
Powerful. One of the very first lady that I interviewed, she said, no disrespect, Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry ain't got nothing on Denise Jones. She said, and I love me some Tyler Perry.
That was awesome. That was Holy Ghost filled. It was moving. Oh my God, when that girl was crying on stage, I felt her pain. I loved it every second. Thank you, bitch. Tyler Perry ain't got nothing on her. Nothing. You tell him I said it, and I love Tyler. You ain't got nothing on Miss Denise Jones.
But Tyler Perry, you need to see Miss Denise Jones. So Denise Jones is coming to Atlanta, and Higher Learning Network will be right there with you to cover that.
That's right.
That's right. So thank you so very much for coming and sharing your story.
Yes.
And thank you, our viewers and listeners who have joined in on the Higher Learning Network. I promise you a good show. And she will be back, because Mom's going to write her book, and we're going to have her back on the show, too. You got a story, it needs to be told. Because we all have a story. And we need to get this story out of our head onto paper. Is that right, Amadillo? That's my cameraman over there in the corner. You need to get that story, because there's a Soul for Chicago book fair every year, and you need to be a part of it. So thank you so very much for watching. Please share and like and subscribe this video. And Tyler Perry, we're on our way to Atlanta. So stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to the next edition of the Higher Learning Network. And thanks for watching. Make it a great day. Peace. Let it roll, Keith, because you know I got to cover this up showing my raggedy. Oh, this is what I want to do while he's breaking down. I was pushing in Facebook Live, so if we can get a signal in here. Cause it's 4:30, we got to break down the studio. Okay, y'all. I told you that they would be here. We're right here we're live in the studio at Higher Learning Network. Y'all see my cameraman back there? Say hey, Amadilo. They see you.
Hey, how you doing? Beautiful show, you guys.
All right, awesome. And then there's my other cameraman over there. Where you at, Clifford?
Right here.
Yup, there he is, Wade. And there's Keith. He's at the door, getting ready to come break it down because we got to get out. Higher Learning Network. And there's my guest right there.
Yes.
Denise. Right here, and Miss Annie, right there. Say hi to the people and tell them what they can expect to see in the very near future.
A Diamond in the Rough movie coming forth. So it's in the works. So be on the lookout, and the stage play will continue to go as God will allow it to go. So just be on the lookout.
Alrighty now. Okay, and who was it? Oh, that's my cousin Hattie. Y'all say hi to my cousin Hattie. Huh? I ain't been feeling so good, but I'm feeling good now. I'm glad to see you, cuz. Gotta come over there and see. Girl, I just interviewed. You need to know this sister here. Denise Jones. She's the lady who wrote the book, Diamond in the Rough. Who said it couldn't be done, Diamond in the Rough? And is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Heather Schooler, owner of the company Help Me Finish, and newly developed business billionaire breakthrough system. I want to talk today about my friend Zelda Robinson, who has created this mindful breakthrough system, which is absolutely phenomenal. And you want to know what I learned from it? I learned that I can stop the negative patterns in my life through one simple word: stop. And I think about that all the time. Every time I see a red light, I remember to stop. Every time I see a stop sign, I remember to stop. So even when I'm having a bad day and I can see a stop sign, it'll remind me of what Zelda's taught me. So if you guys haven't taken her program, you need to sign up for her program, because we all need to stop the negative voices in our head, and she's got the tools to help you do it. I'm Heather Schooler, owner of Help Me Finish, and I hope you guys sign up. And when you sign up, have a fantastic day every day, because that's what Zelda's going to teach you to do.
This play was very invigorating, life rejuvenating. I'm gonna tell you, I was very, very pleased with the production, the cast. Everything was just beautiful.
My sister-in-law, Denise, hey, love you.
Thank you. I was very moved by the performance and the cast, and it touched the heart way down deep on the inside of the soul, and it gave us all. It was such an amazing show. I really enjoyed it. Everything was like they had said. It was beautiful. Denise, I am so proud of you. I saw you in your ugly days. Now I see you in your glorious days. What God has done for you. It was beautiful, Denise.
It brought tears to my eyes because I saw Dirty O and Denise when they first came and the way that they were and the way that they are now. Beautiful production.
I enjoyed the play. My granddaughter was in the play. She played Denise. She played Denise, and I really enjoyed everything. Beautiful. I enjoyed it.
And it's good to the audience because I'm sure that many of us have been traumatized in our childhood. So it really spoke to the audience.
Oh, it was beautiful. Heartwarming. I cried. I just love everybody's part. I know some people that live that type of life, and God changed them too. One of them was my cousin, Kathy Oliver. She lived that life. When she ended up passing, but she did get saved, before she passed. So while looking at that play, I thought about her.
I am so proud of you this whole day. Very terrific. It was on point. I love you. Now I got more stuff for you. Keep going. I'm happy. And DJ, you did it. Congratulations.
All I can truly say is that if it's anyone that's looking to be set free, from no matter what you might be bound by, whether it's relationships, sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever it might be, my message to you, if I can do it, you can do it. Who said it couldn't be done? A diamond from the rough.
Yeah. One. A